It's June, and
Yeah.
it's the launch of the 2025 winter ski season for Australia.
Woo!
And it's been pretty impressive. We had a pretty decent dump for the start of the season.
A great big
Dumping.
dumping. Hello, and welcome back or welcome to Chairlift Chatss, the podcast. I am one of your hosts, Chelsea Widdicombe, and as always, I'm joined by my brother and co-host,
James Widdicombe. Great to be here. Great to be with you. Great to be back doing another pod.
It's actually 1 year since Chairlift Chatss launched.
A
How
year
cool is
ago.
that?
I know. Yeah, it's been, a whirlwind of experiences. I've loved doing it so far.
Yeah, I think what I like to reflect on 1 year down the road is what Chairlift Chatss is all about. Like why, I remember we were driving in your car, it was around, I don't know, it was around Christmas time or something, and we were talking about wanting to start a podcast, but wanting it to be really something that represented us. And Chairlift Chatss really is about just storytelling and sharing our love for the snow and the ski season and snowboarding. And the idea and the name Chairlift Chatss really resonates with us because on a chairlift, it's the time where you're just next to people, could be friends, strangers, family, and it's a good opportunity to have a good chat. And whether it's with a stranger, you can kind of put on your Hannah Montana wig and be whoever you want to be.
I like it.
Just it's time to be really candid.
Yeah, I think it's cool, like just getting on the lift and having a chat with random people, and you're just in nature, up in the hill. And yeah, I suppose that's what we love about Chairlift Chatss and the podcast itself. So 1 year anniversary, what's been your highlight?
I think taking the podcast to the snow was a highlight. Yeah. We did an episode where we actually filmed in Smiggins Holes in the Perisher ski resort last year, and that was really fun. I remember it was a perfect bluebird day. We were so lucky with the timing when we went to the snow last year. And it was also the Summer Olympics on in Paris at that time as well. Yep. So we were commentating on that as well. And I think that was so much fun and such a representation of what we wanted this podcast to be.
Good memory. I just remember feeling so professional as well when we're standing out in the middle of the snow. We've got our mics, I've got the goggles on. It was I don't know, it was sort of how I envisioned Chairlift Chatss to be. That was a great memory. And also for me, taking it to Japan and Korea, doing podcasts over there in even more snow was definitely a highlight. And just doing all the podcasts, I've had fun doing it.
Yeah, so it just shows what a dream and a passion and a lot of hard work can take you.
So it's June, and it's the launch of the 2025 winter ski season for Australia.
Woo!
And it's been pretty impressive. We had a pretty decent dump for the start of the season.
A great big dumping.
We've got what did we get? 20 odd centimeters for the opening weekend.
I mean, it was really nice to see snow for the June long weekend. Like that's, King's birthday long weekend. And
we don't usually get that much, but this year we did pretty well.
And I think it's really happy to see so much snow. And I think it's really good for the locals who are often there at the beginning of the season, because if you're living around those areas, that's what your weekends are going to be about, is being around the snow and that real snow culture. So I really hope the season continues. And if you're going, just embrace it, make a snowman, take photos with your friends, take lessons, embrace it all and be in the moment.
100%. The chairlifts are rolling, the T-bars are humming.
Ooh.
It's what we like to see, and it's going really well. I think the other thing, just freezing temperatures has made a big difference. When it's cold in Sydney, it's snowing down in, Perisher, but Jindy, it was snowing all the way up to Cooma. Yeah. So, if it's getting snow in Cooma, it's pretty cold.
Yeah.
We also had snow on the south coast of New South Wales, all across Victoria. Even on the north coast of New South Wales, we're getting snow. So that's how cold it's been the last couple of weeks, and I hope that trend
it's a good feeling
continues.
We had a really good ski season a couple of years ago because we went to the snow in the first weekend of September. Yeah, and that was the year that your snowboard fell off the roof of the car as well.
I did, yeah, that was an error.
I'm just reminiscing.
Yeah.
I think we talked about that in our first ever episode of
My poor
Chairlift
board, it
Chatss.
got absolutely flogged.
Yeah.
But anyways,
If you want to hear that full story, go back and watch our first ever episode of Chairlift Chatss. And while you're at it, make sure that you subscribe to our YouTube channel, subscribe to however you listen to the podcast, whether it's Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and also follow us on our socials. It's all just at Chairlift Chatss with 2 S's at the end.
long story short, though, the board was not tied down properly on top of the roof. I forgot to check it because Chelsea did it, and I should have checked. And,
Oh my goodness. Blames it on me,
falls.
but I'm glad you're taking
and
responsibility.
then it fell. Anyways, have you got any new trendy gear for the season? You buying anything new? Anything new?
I haven't
trendy?
yet, but when we were in Korea and Japan, I was getting really inspired by what people were wearing on the slopes over there. And I've been wearing purple ski gear for a few years now, and I'm like looking at changing, and I am looking for red gear this season. I would like, I'm really liking the idea of like monochrome look. So doing like a full red look, not just like a red jacket and black pants or something. No, I want a red jacket and red pants and even like red helmet with a bow on it or something. Like I really want to commit to a color. Like I committed to the purple.
You've been in purple for ages.
I've been in purple, but I tried pink and I didn't love it for ski gear. So I think red's a good strong color.
Helly Hansen.
Yeah. Like, I mean that's the ones
Splash
that
some cash.
The Helly Hansen's what all the
They sponsor
instructors wear at the snow.
Yeah, all the teachers.
It's nice gear, good quality.
One trendy product that I've seen out that looks really cool and very good for sort of Australian ski conditions on the right day. It's called Snowbodi, waterproof ski hoodies.
I've seen them.
I'll give them a bit of a shout out because apparently I haven't worn it yet, but their gear looks awesome. Comes in a variety range of hoodies and things like that, and it's completely waterproof. So you can, for snowboarders, sit down on the ground, do up your bindings, and you're not going to get a wet bump. Oh, well, you're going to get a little bit wet, I suppose, but they're waterproof. So it goes down below.
They're long.
They're
it's kind
longer.
of like the look is like if you're watching the podcast, it's kind of like what I'm wearing now. Like it's big, it just looks like a hoodie.
Yeah.
Like anorak style, but it's waterproof as well, which is really nice. And I think a lot of the time in Australia it's spring skiing, so wearing that sort of thing works really well. I'd be keen.
And I think they've got the ski pass on the side there too.
Yeah, that's important. Yeah, you always. I know you struggle with your jacket at times because you don't have that.
Well, because
pass.
my jacket's a little bit older, but I wear the hoodie usually on the inside.
Yeah.
And that's got the pass there.
Oh, and
it can get through, but. Yeah. Actually, does anyone else get annoyed with like I saw a funny video actually on Instagram where this poor guy's trying to get through the scanner as you're getting onto the lift, and it's scanned and he didn't go through fast enough, and then he's getting jammed into the. We've all been there.
But you know what it does? It happens. You'll be on the random lift. There'll be a massive line. And you can't go through, and then it's awkward because it's like you're stuck to the snowboard, and you need like help,
but we've all been there because like you'll be lining up in the line, and there's usually 2 or 3 scanners that you go through. On the rare occasion, it just scans straight away and you go through. But then if it's packed, it doesn't always work, and then you'll be standing a little bit further back, and then it scans, and you try and go through. You're pushing on the other person,
and that is how you get left behind by your friends at the snow. And that's how you end up having a random conversation with someone else on a chairlift because your friends go ahead of you and leave you in the line.
Yeah, I've only ever had one person get cranky with me as well. Like it never happens. And most people on the snow is.
Why would you get cranky?
Well, because Karens of the world, just idiots. And this was like, okay, this is one thing I'm really, the lifties need to step up here and do better, but they need to move people on when you get off the lift. People stop, I'll just get a photo here, or just move up a bit.
Yeah.
Don't do up your bindings like right where people are coming out. Because I remember being in Japan and this one guy.
It happened in Korea to me.
He stopped right at the front, and then, being a snowboarder, we're just trying to get away from the crowd. There's plenty of spots to get photos.
There's plenty of space on the mountain, people.
Just trying to get down and do up your bindings, and then this one guy pushes into me and then I ran into someone else. And it started this whole hoofwa, just I'm pissed off. It's like, bro.
Oh, yeah, that guy full on yelled at you.
Yeah, and I just
This was in Japan. Yeah, Rasutsu.
He was an Aussie guy, typical. And I just went, no, mate, you know what? Stuff you.
The Japanese would never.
No, and I got up him. I said, well, maybe you should get out of the way, dickhead. Like, just thinking about it annoys me so much.
Yeah. No, so true. You know what? I think going to the snow, it's supposed to be an enriching time. It's supposed to help you get in the moment. It's quite meditative. So if you're angry, then sort yourself out.
Yeah,
you know what? I think we need to let go. Think like I like to call it the Chicken Joe mentality. Okay, who's seen Surf's Up? Surf's Up is a great animated movie, and all these penguins go and be in this surf competition. I'm sure you know it. But Chicken Joe is a great character to admire because Chicken Joe, he just kind of follows the let them theory. Like, he just takes things and...
What's going on, man?
What's going on, man? And yeah, you know what? That's cool. I respect that. He doesn't have to agree with everything. He doesn't have to do it. But you know what he is? He's going with the flow, and he is the happiest out of all of them.
He is who he is.
So take that Chicken Joe mentality,
Yeah, and just be happy and don't look.
Be grateful.
If someone runs into you and it's you're in the wrong because you're in the way, then you cannot get upset. Like, just admit fault and go, sorry, move on. Look, we've all been there. We've all learnt how to ski, and I understand that there's people learning as well. And I have not an issue with people learning how to ski. I encourage it. It's good. But we need to be educating and moving people up and just out of the way.
Yeah.
Because it causes accidents, even on the quietest lifts in the world. So just be careful.
Well, look, I think if you're going to the snow and it's your first time, I definitely encourage you to take lessons.
Take a lesson.
But I did see a really cool email from Roxy and Quicksilver this morning, actually, which I just want to read out to everyone. So they are starting a new program, and it is called the Roxy Cross Quicksilver Mini Rail Jam, and it's all about calling all mini shredders. Get ready to drop in on the Roxy and Quicksilver Mini Rail Jam, a fun, no-pressure afternoon on the snow, designed just for groms who want to slide, laugh, and learn. And it's just all about encouraging young kids to give skiing and snowboarding a try.
Yeah, nice.
And I just love that this is like what Roxy and Quicksilver are doing. It's just
encouragement.
People,
yeah.
And I love the way they wrote it. No pressure, just for fun. So often we put so much pressure on ourselves to be almost like Olympic skill at everything we do. You want to be a rider, you got to be the best rider, or you got to... What happened to just doing things for fun?
Well, everyone wants to be an Olympian. I'm still chasing that dream.
I don't want to be an Olympian. I mean, maybe in table tennis, but that's about it. Like, I think it's just so important to teach yourself that you can do things just for fun. Don't put pressure on yourself all the time. Like, if you want to sing, you want to dance, doesn't mean you need to go be a professional. It just means have fun.
Yeah.
Dance around your living room, go skiing with your friends, learn. Don't be scared to fall down, because you know what? It's going to happen anyway.
It is. It is going to happen. Get out. That's a great initiative from Roxy. I like that. That's really cool. Get the little kiddies out there and getting down the hill. I like it. Well, one other thing I want to touch on is the Threadbow pubs and Jindy pubs and Perisher. It's pumping.
Yeah,
Opening
so
weekend,
good.
it always pumps. And
live music.
Yeah, live music, the bands. So I think the station as well has been pumping with
Station at Jindabyne,
with some pretty cool tunes. And I actually really like their buffet too.
I knew you were going to say
I love their buffet. That was really good food. Walked in there and you can just smash it.
Okay, can we talk about this though? Okay, so we went to the station at Jindabyne.
I liked it.
To go to dinner once and also to go see some live music. Okay, good vibe. But we were staying in the snow, right? So we were going from Smiggins down the hill to Jindabyne, and it was fine because when we left it was light. But we came home at midnight and there was wombats on the road, there was kangaroos, and I was driving like 10 kilometers an hour, and James was like, what are you doing? Just drive. And you know what? I was driving my good friend's four-wheel drive, and I was like taking care of the car. And you're like, and then I was just driving. Well, I was car sick, so I had to.
I should have driven.
So I was just driving along anyway, and you're like, kangaroo! Ah! And there was no kangaroo. And it was just... it was the most stressful driving situation I have ever been in my life.
It's so cruisy. It's such a nice drive up there.
It's a beautiful drive, but not when someone's saying, wombat, kangaroo, the whole time. And then anyway, when no one said it, that's when they actually appeared. So
they're only on the road.
No, they're not. They just jump in front of you. But on my old car, I used to have these animal whistles. because I used to drive out to the country a lot.
Do they work?
Well, you know what? I used to see kangaroos all the time, and ever since putting the kangaroo whistles on, I haven't seen them, but I don't have them on my car at the moment. So I actually think it's something to consider. If you're driving in the country, driving to the snow, do you know what? There's a lot of dead animals on the side of the road. So you don't want to be doing that car insurance. So get some animal whistles.
I look, that drive was very placid in my opinion.
It was not. You weren't driving. That was the most, literally, one of the most stressful situations in my life.
Oh, please.
No, seriously. When
Most
someone's
stressful
driving, when you're
situations.
driving someone's nice car and someone's like saying kangaroo and there's no kangaroo, and then when there actually is, no one says anything.
Oh, please. I was busy just falling asleep. I was tired, but
Exactly.
that, to me, the most stressful thing ever, no way. Look, it's what you deal with driving in Australia. Very different when you're in Japan. We didn't see many animals on the road.
I only
at all.
saw a few foxes.
It was just the deep snow, but yeah, no, look.
Apparently there was
pretty crazy.
bears though.
Oh, I didn't see any.
I didn't
bears.
see any, but I heard that there's bears.
I would have liked to have seen a bear.
Yeah, I would have thought that would be cool.
Anyway, so Chairlift Chatss for 2025. We're going to be up and running again for the winter season.
Our favourite season of the year.
And we hope you can join us. Tune in.